What's up with it, man? It's the boy Pushman Mitch, and I study the rich. This is the No Fluff the podcast, and I got somebody very special here. But before you even start watching this video, I'm giving away $500 cash to somebody who watches this whole video. I'm going to drop a little clue right here. You don't know where I'm going to put it at, so you got to
Hold up, Mitch. Hold up. I'm going to put 5 on that.
You gonna put 500 more? All right, so we're gonna give away $1,000 somewhere in the middle of this podcast. You gotta follow directions, text the number, and one person is gonna get $1,000 cash app. Thanks to Pushman Mitch and of course my guest, Monsieur Delevante.
Let's go.
So Daraine Delevante is in here with me, man. Welcome to the Rolls Royce.
What's going on? And just to show that I ain't capping, let me give you that 500 right now. Let's get that out of the way right now, because these people on the internet, they be saying, y'all are capping. Nope, we got real money.
Oh, yes.
1, 2, 3, 4. Here you go.
Blue notes. All right, look. And check for the watermark.
Here you go, bro.
Check for the watermark.
Here you
it's
go.
Official tissue.
All right,
so
let's go.
We're going to put that in the pocket of the Versace, because as you can see, we Versace rolled up. I see my boy walking into the mall, and I said, yo, I got to get you on the interview on the podcast. So we round robin that, and we got here. We finally got it done. So welcome to the show again, bro. We're going to give away some money for people just watching and learning from two people who are not only influential, but impactful. So yourself, where are you from, bro? Tell everybody where you're from.
All right, so what's going on, guys? My name is Daraine Delevante. I'm your favorite consumer law expert. I'm from Jamaica. That's why you're hearing this beautiful accent right now. I teach people how to repair, rebuild, restore their own credit using consumer law. And as you guys can see, I've made credit repair easy from the comfort of your own home, the car, the plane, Antarctica. It doesn't matter where you are. If you got Wi-Fi, you can repair your own credit. So the goal is to impact as much people as possible, change lives, to put people in a position to have the power to purchase.
That's perfect, bro. That was well said. So first of all, how did you get into this? Like, people don't just wake up with this knowledge. How did you learn about this stuff?
Well, I'm 14 years old to this country. I've only been here for 14 years.
Okay.
So the first half of those years, I was victim of subprime lending. I got my first car. I know you're a car dude, so listen what happened to me. First car, used 2007 Nissan Altima, 75,000 miles, 18.9% interest rate. Crazy. Right? And I didn't know any better. I couldn't even get a car. I had to get a cosigner. Mm-hmm. That was the first time I learned what the word cosigner meant.
Right.
Didn't hear that word before. So I had to call my boy Kevin. Shout out to Kevin. Right? And I didn't know that I was putting Kevin in such a spot for him being a cosigner.
Right.
So Kevin cosigned. Of course, I'm responsible. So I paid the car. I didn't know all of that. But my payments were $550 on the car. New driver, under 25. $400 for insurance. I'm in the state of New York.
Crazy.
Yeah, $950 a month for a used Nissan Altima.
Wow.
75,000 miles.
So you were a victim of that, and then boom, you got used to not getting finessed by you educating yourself, or what happened?
That came on later on. So after that, no, I joined the military. I was still getting denied. It's like, no, bro, N-O. Don't you understand the N or the O? It's like, I was getting, I couldn't even get a cell phone.
Right.
Right, I had to go to one of those shops to get one of those unlocked phones.
Right.
That's how I started off with a cell phone.
Wow.
So I could not get a cell phone, could not get an apartment, so I had to rent a room from my boy's house. Chris, shout out to Chris in Mount Vernon.
Okay.
And I used to walk 2 miles because I didn't have a car yet. So I was walking from Mount Vernon to Pelham to work at Five Guys. It was crazy.
Insane.
The start out was crazy, but I got beat around so much with credit that eventually I had to figure what this stuff out, because we don't have credit in Jamaica. It's either you got your money or you don't.
Facts.
There's no credit to bridge that middle gap between, no.
Right.
You got your money or you don't.
Facts.
And I was on the other end of the stick. I didn't got money in Jamaica.
Okay, so, but how do we learn? You got messed over, and then what happened? You had to learn some kind of way, right?
Well, there comes a point where you have to say, am I going to keep being a victim, or am I going to step up and really grasp control of my life? And that's what happened.
Okay.
So fast forward 2018, 2019, I started studying. I got introduced to Robert Kiyosaki, and my whole mind changed. I got introduced to Napoleon Hill. My whole mind changed, because I was in a barbershop, and my barber was saying, oh, I just got this book for my niece. It's called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. But I was so stupid. I was like, what kind of dumbass book is that, Rich Dad, Poor Dad? Mm-hmm. But he got 2 dads. Like, I was just ignorant and stupid, right?
Right.
But I have a curious mind, and I couldn't help myself. So on the drive home, went on YouTube, Rich Dad Poor Dad audiobook. Bruh.
It's crazy.
It's like my whole life changed. So the audiobook is like 6 hours. Bro, I listened the whole book all night. Listened it the next day. For 6 days straight, I was re-listening the book. Bought the hard copy, read it front to back. The first book I ever read front to back.
Crazy.
Then I got introduced to Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. It was a wrap. Those two books made the person that's in this car right now.
Incredible. So talk to the people who are in your shoes with that mindset prior to you reading those books. What would be some advice you would give them right now?
A person won't change unless they want to change. You can force a person to do something, but if they don't want to do it for their own initiative, bro, it's not going to happen. It's like you're trying to push a boulder uphill. It's just difficult.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, oh, I didn't want to do it. You made me. No, you should want to change. And I got told no so many times, being a victim of subprime lending, bad credit is an expensive life. I was living hand to mouth. So as soon as I get the paycheck, dude, I was swallowed up. I was, right? Like bad credit had me swallowed up. Bills had me swallowed up.
Facts.
Like every time I got paid, I had to give it to someone. And I had nothing. And I was helping my mom in Jamaica and my sister to go to school.
Right.
So 80% of my paycheck is gone. I barely have now what to pay rent. So now to pay rent, I had to do overtime. So I had to make sure I catch 3 overtime per pay period in order to barely survive, bro.
That's crazy.
It was difficult.
So this is my thing. So a lot of people are in that same situation right now, and we can't force them to change, right? Give us one thing that we can do with what you already know now, with your consumer law skills, that anybody watching the show can learn and go do right now.
All right. So the first thing a person can do is get their consumer reports, right? They can get it free, annualcreditreport.com. Just look at it. You're going to see so many errors on there. Your names are misspelled. Sometimes there's even other people's name, because if you have someone that is in your family and their names are very close, all right, an example would be a father and a son, a senior and a junior. Oftentimes those profiles get merged. So you'll have accounts from the dads going on to the son, account from the son going on. Like, it's crazy that they are not doing any form of due diligence when they're preparing consumer reports.
Crazy.
Like, the checks and balance is disgusting. That's why they get sued, but because they make billions. What's a few millions getting paid out? So what someone can do right now is basically get their reports, call into Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, and start cleaning up their personal information. Let them know, like, yo, my name isn't spelled like this. So I have a play that I call the 24-hour play. And right now, I don't think it is free. So if they do the text, it's going to charge them, but it's not a lot. But what can happen from that is they can start cleaning up personal information. They can get negative accounts deleted, and they can, for $1, dude, they can even use the software for 14 days, right?
Okay.
So when people pay, they pay attention. And I used to be one of those that, you know what, let me give people stuff for free. And I learned from one of my mentors, people don't value free. They need to be invested. Even if it's $1, Daraine, they need to be invested, because now they have skin in the game. So when you give someone something, they don't cherish it as much as if they work 5 overtime to buy it and they knew they missed rent.
That's facts.
So when they have skin in the game, they take care of things a lot more. So I don't like to give people fish. I believe in teaching a man how to fish, because when you give a person a fish, he only eats for that day. But when you teach a man how to fish, not only does he eat for the rest of his life, his family eats for the rest of their life too.
Exactly. Okay. So you were about to tell us a 24-hour play.
So the 24-hour play is where you call into Experian, TransUnion, Equifax. I got a script that's already there, and all you got to do is run the play on the script. There's the same thing too for the late payment. And a lot of people don't even know that late payments aren't supposed to even be on their credit. But we'll get into that. For the inquiry deletion guide, they'll just text inquiry to 917-993-5238, and that's going to give them a link. So for those of you that didn't hear the number, it is 917-993-5238. Text the word inquiry, and you can use that play and get your late payments deleted. get your inquiries deleted. For late payments, now it's the same thing. You just text the word late payment to the 917-993-5238. And these are things that someone can do right now. And within 24 to 48 hours, they can get results from inquiries getting deleted, collections falling off. We've gotten, when I say we, my students on our challenges, they've gotten bankruptcies deleted over the phone.
Crazy.
I've never heard of any other mentorship group where and I got receipts for this.
Right.
Recorded call. So I'm not just here making stuff up.
Right.
I got receipts for days here. Got bankruptcies deleted over the phone. And right now the record for late payment deletion is 1 hour and 40 minutes. One of my students, Elaine McCoy, she has the record now for the fastest late payment deletion over the phone, which is 1 hour and 40 minutes.
That's insane. So you said something earlier that stuck out. You said late payments aren't even supposed to be on your credit report. What do you mean by that?
So late payments are unique. In order for any creditor to put a late payment on your credit, there are certain guidelines that must be followed.
Okay.
What people don't know is that these guidelines are there to keep them in check. So 15 USC 1666B, right? Timing of payments. It speaks about the only thing a creditor can do to treat a payment as late. If these things aren't done, they cannot under no circumstances treat a payment as late, right? So the first thing is they need to send a consumer a notice, right? So this notice must contain information from 15 USC 1637B, right? So once that information is there along with all the parts of 1637B, next is it needs to be sent out, mailed or delivered 21 days before the payment due date. So 21 days or less, not 21 days or more, 21 days or less before the payment due date. They must either receive the mail or mail it out, right? So under these conditions now, if these conditions are met, yes, they can treat a payment as late. However, when you talk about TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. So if, let's say Capital One, if Capital One reported a late payment, well, if the law says that they must mail the notice out, and it must be done with 1637B, and it must also be done 21 days or less before the payment due date, it means that the evidence supporting this must have been sent to TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian to prove that Bushman was late, right? So now when I call TransUnion, Equifax, or Experian, or I write them, I'm going to ask for this proof because 15 USC 1681 EB, a consumer reporting agency must prepare a consumer report to have maximum possible accuracy. Accuracy means all values correct. So in order for you, TransUnion, to furnish this late payment, Equifax and Experian, it means you must have the supporting documents to substantiate that the information is indeed accurate. Right? 15 USC 1681. The consumer report must be fair and it must be accurate. So now if you request these documents under Rule 1002 in good faith and they can't provide it, it simply means that they did not get the evidence. So they cannot support the late payment listed because they don't have the tracking number, right?
Right.
To prove that it was mailed or delivered to the consumer. They don't have the disclosures to show what was delivered, and they must also prove that it was received 21 days or less before the payment due date.
Powerful.
So if you can't prove these things, how can you furnish the late payment?
You can't. That's crazy.
So now if they can prove it, they must remove it.
Right. So you got one removed, or one of your students,
dude, I get
got
tons of late
removed
payment.
in 1 hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, that was just one student. I'm not talking about everybody. Yeah, it's a competition. Because whoever gets it down the fastest, our next meetup, they don't know, now they're going to know, I'm giving them $1,000. Whoever has the fastest late payment deletion time, and they have to show proof, of course.
Of course. Okay, cool. So this is what's interesting. I like the fact that not only are you doing it for yourself and your family, but you're doing it for other people. What made you get into teaching other people how to do this?
So I read a scripture once, Proverbs 11:26. He that hoardeth the grain, a curse shall be upon him. But he who sells the grain, a blessing shall be upon his head. So I learned this stuff and I see how it impacted my life. Dude, I was working at Five Guys shaking a fry basket 19 times to make Cajun fries. You get what I'm saying? To now, I can go buy a Five Guys if I want to.
You can go buy a Five Guys.
Yeah, I can go buy a franchise if I want to.
Exactly.
Right? So it's a matter of, yo, I've been financially free now for the last 2.5 going 3 years, where I don't have to think about the hand to mouth pay. Like, I don't have to be swallowed up anymore by debt. I don't have to be swallowed up by late payments. Like,
Right.
I don't. And this level, there's a lot of people, bro, that's just swallowed up by debt collectors.
Facts.
Mad debt collectors charge off late payments, and they're in such a space where they don't know, like, when I get paid, what should I do? Should I go pay this credit card here? Like, dude, that's not a life.
Right.
I've been there. It is not a life. It is a stressful life.
Okay. So I'm more power to you, because I do the same thing. So I always ask people who also are in the education space, because we are like the mirror for a lot of people and they don't even know what's possible. And I think for you and yourself, and you got this whole look that a lot of people can want to aspire to be. And I just think it's so dope that you actually are educating people, because it's something that we want to look to drug dealers for education, celebrities for education, but they don't really teach us much. They're playing basketball, they're acting in a movie, they're dancing or singing, but that doesn't help me with my finances. That helps me go to your show and watch you. That helps me go to your movie and watch you. But in our specific profession, people who pay us, they get paid forever. And I think it's just dope to see another person doing it. So outside of that, I wanted to ask you something about the look, since we on that. So we on the robe, right? So I had to pull my robe out too.
All right, you know
what I'm saying? But you got the
dress the way
Rolex.
you want to be addressed.
That's a fact. So you got the Rolex to match the robe. Now this is a lot, bro. This is a lot. So I want to ask
Company
you.
colors.
I want to
Company
ask you, what made you buy this specific watch?
My favorite color is red and black. That's why I'm in love with this car right now.
Oh man.
Like, this is my color. This is like, I'm at home right now. And my company colors, of course, red, black, gray. So I like things that I like things that not a lot of people have. Like, they'll have regular Rolex, but not everybody got the red face, bro.
They don't. I haven't actually seen it on somebody on person. I've seen it like for sale, but I haven't seen anybody actually have it.
So I like things that's unique to what I do in my brand.
Okay.
And this, like, I hesitated to buy it. I could have bought this like 2 years ago, and I didn't want to buy it until I hit $1 million. I was doing high six figures. So this is really, it's a, what do you call it? Momentum or something like that? When it has
Milestone?
Yeah. So this is like my 7-figure milestone.
Okay.
So when I first did 7 figures, I was like, okay, let me get this now, because this signifies that, yo, you really did it, bro. So every time I look at it, it's like, all right, now how do I 10x or even 20x what I did? So now when I get the next one, I like the presidential.
Got to get the presidential.
Bruh, so that
Mandatory.
now is for my 8 figures. So when I hit 8 figures, because I did 7, when I hit 8, I'm going to get the presidential. I
Okay.
can buy it now,
Right.
but it needs to mean something.
Got you. So you're buying it for, you're not just buying it just to buy it.
No.
It's also helping you build momentum as well for yourself psychologically. I like that. So let me ask you this. So you can buy it. What do you say to people who aren't necessarily making high six figures, $1 million, but they want to buy this watch anyway? What do you say to those people?
It's not time for it.
Why not? Why do you think not?
I think that money or those monies would be better off flipping. So whether you're buying tax liens, whether you're buying tax deeds, whether you're doing tiny homes, flip it.
Right.
Right? Get an asset to pay for your liability.
Got you. I
So,
like that.
like, the car wash. I'm building a car wash in Jamaica, right? And the car wash in Jamaica is costing me like $120,000, right? Because I'm building a drive-through car wash. There's only 3 on the island.
Okay.
3, right? I make the 4th one. Bro, I'm going to monopolize Jamaica with car washes. In the next 3 years, I want 100 car washes in Jamaica, drive-through, right? So what Ray Kroc did for McDonald's, I want to do for car wash in Jamaica.
So you will do it.
Yes, yes.
You will do it.
I will do it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, for sure.
So with me, it's more of, yeah, I can go buy the Lambos and put up 100 or 200 and go get a Rolls Royce, but for what?
Right.
Like, I rather flip that money. So my next venture now for this year is real estate. I started it last year, which was a big goal of mine. My goal was, before the end of the year, I must get in real estate. I ended up developing a whole car wash with a restaurant, a bar, a mini mart on top. Like,
Crazy.
I did a whole development project. So I met that goal, and it felt real good being able to achieve these goals. And I want to get into gas and oil. I want gas stations too.
I like that.
So with me now is, okay, Daraine, you're making money. All right, that's good. Dude, at the end of the year, my bank accounts need to be zero, bro. Nothing in there. So when January comes, I'm hungry again.
That's a smart one. A lot of my mentors talk about what we got to do to keep that fire burning. So me in particular, I make large purchases. So that's when you'll see the Rolls Royce, me spending $500,000 on a car, because it's going to put my back against the wall a little bit. Not that I'm actually in trouble, but that I see that I'm cash poor. So I have to recreate that energy that I had when I first started. So I like what you're saying.
You started off the year with a whole banger already. I think you were probably the first mastermind of the year.
I think so. New Year, New Me conference. And it was huge because it was like the most attendees I've ever had at an Atlanta mastermind. And we was able to go to not only having it at the venue, but having it at workshops with real owners, real CEOs, take them to the back office, actually be able to pick their brains like these people like to do, and actually be able to see and manifest what people want to have for their actual lives. And that's why it was huge for me. But that helps me, because a lot of people think I had a mastermind just to teach. I have masterminds to actually learn too. So I had Justin P come and speak. He dropped a jewel on me. I'm still in it. I'm using it right now. I'm about to go up already. I had.
I want to hear that. Not on here, but I need a scoop.
Coolest nerd ever came through and dropped a jewel. I don't even think he's using the jewel that he dropped. And no, seriously. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to make so much money off it. And people don't realize that even me just having a mastermind in itself is for me to be educated as well. It's powerful. And that's why I always encourage people to have masterminds in there. You don't have to have it at $1 million level. You can have it at $1,000 level, but have events where you're around hungry people who got value and y'all share information. It's called to master the mind. So yeah, I did pop off the year with that. But I got to get back to you. We got to get back to you.
To master the mind. Can I use that?
You got to.
All right, bro. Thanks.
The mastermind is to master the mind. It's for everybody involved, not even the host, not just the host, everybody. So I want to talk about your cologne that I'm smelling, and you gotta. and I'm smelling. It's so pungent, and it smells so good that I'm like, yo, when you walking and talking to people, I know they saying something about this. So talk about what you're wearing and why you're wearing it.
All right. So earlier I said, dress the way you want to be addressed, right?
Right.
So when I go out, first thing is, like, you shouldn't just feel so comfortable to approach me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to approach me, you got to approach me correctly. So I'm going to dress for you to approach me correctly. I'm not saying I'm going to be all out in designers and stuff like that, because as you guys can see, like, I wear my own brand all the time. Like, I'm always in my own brand no matter what I'm wearing.
Right.
So in addition to that, now, like have you ever just, some people walk past and they smell so terrible. You're like, Jesus, that person.
Bio.
Yeah, no.
Body odor.
When I'm in your space, you should be like, yo, what is he wearing?
Exactly.
Male or female, I don't care.
Right.
Right? And it's just like, self-care is so important, bro. It is so important. Get yourself look good, man. Clean yourself up. Because at the end of the day, if I'm representing as a CEO for 7 companies, right? I gotta make sure that I look good. You don't have to look rich or expensive. Look good and smell good, right? Because that first impression, you only can make a first impression one time.
Exactly.
There can't be a second first impression. That don't work. Like, bias or not, when someone sees you, when you leave, they have an opinion of you.
Fact.
It doesn't matter what you say, right? So if I'm gonna meet up with the guys, right? I'll do like my Tom Ford. I'll do like the Dolce & Gabbana, the Gentleman. I'll do like the Da Vinci. I'll go that route, strong masculine route. If I'm meeting in a group now and there's females, now that's different. So On the back of my outfit, I'm going to have the strong male sense, my Tom Fords, like my Dior Elixir, stuff like that. But then now, if there's ladies in the room, ladies like to hug, right? And I want to leave them with that impression. So up here, I'll have like my Michael Kors Wanderlust or my Sauvage perfume, or I'll go with my Chanel number 5. Like I'll do that, or my black opium up here, right? And then in the middle right here, I'll do like my Versace. I'll go with some Chanel blue. So when you hug me, you know that you're leaving with me, right?
That is
Right?
insane, bro. So it's a whole science to it.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
like,
The hug, the head right here when I walk past. It's a whole science.
you got the hug swag, the
Mhm.
walk past gust,
Mhm.
the when I'm sitting presence
Mhm.
joint, the
Mhm.
aroma joint.
Mhm.
That's insane. And a lot of people don't really think about these things, but I've seen it to where I know I wear cologne and I wear some good stuff, but I'm not sure every time how it's received.
Mm.
So I like to ask people who, when I receive theirs the way that I want mine to receive, I like to ask them.
Mhm.
So now this is for all those people. If you want a strong presence, but it don't smell like it's too much, but I can smell you and I know that you smell good, listen to what he just said. Hit him with the switch it up here, and then you know what I'm saying. That's dope, bro. So, but before I let you go, man, I want to ask you, where can they find you? If you have anything coming up that they can join or see what you got going on, and yeah, just leave them with that.
All right, cool. So you can find me on any social media platform, Daraine Delevante. So that's DARAINE DELEVANTE. Any platform, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, just anywhere. I'm very Googleable. My websites come up. I'm a real person that does conferences that you guys can come to. My newest venture is my software, right? So it's the only consumer law software of its kind where it's 100% consumer law based, where people from the comfort of their own, like I've made credit repair easy. Like there's no barrier to credit repair anymore. You don't have to pay somebody thousands of dollars anymore. Like it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can repair your credit. As long as you got Wi-Fi, you're good. Because in this software, right, consumer law Dispute.AI, not only are you using a consumer law artificial intelligence to build your rebuttal letters unlimited. It's not like you have to pay for a tax because some software, every letter you send out, you got to pay for them. No, you have unlimited letters. Unlimited letters. It is 100% consumer law based. Plus, I have a repository of my dispute letters, my products within the software. You're able to freeze all the secondary Lexis, Nexus, SageStream, ARS, Innovis, CoreLogix, Pacer, Clue, early warnings, all of them, right? You're able to file a complaint with the CFPB, the BBB, the FTC from the software, like from the software,
Incredible.
right? You're also able to report tax fraud for these companies that say, oh, it's a charge off, but it's not a charge off. So how do you have it listed as a charge off? Where's the tax break, right? You can file complaints with the IRS. If you're a victim of identity theft, you can file it right there from in the software. I have 2 programs now where we'll be offering arbitration soon, and you'll able to get a legal letterhead. So what a lot of people don't know about a legal letterhead is when you send in a regular dispute, it goes to the dispute department. When a dispute goes in with a legal letterhead, it goes to the legal office.
Strong.
Right? So it's these things. So over the years of being in consumer law, being in credit, all the questions that I was asked, I answered those with the software.
Okay.
And that's why I said credit repair made easy from the comfort of your own home, where you don't have to go outside to mail out a single dispute letter, which is why I be walking around now in robes, because you can literally fix your credit from your bed. You don't have to go to the post office. You can mail it out, certified mail from the software, and pretty soon you'll be able to notarize letters from inside the software. Like game changer.
Incredible. So I'm gonna leave it with that because that sounded incredible, bro. So, okay, thank you for watching this episode. It's almost over, but as I told you guys, I'm gonna give you guys $1,000 reward for one person for watching this whole episode. So that could be you. All you have to do to qualify is text this number 817-984-5352. Text your Cash App to that number after you follow Pushman Mitch on Instagram, Daraine Delevante on Instagram, and subscribe to No Fluff the Podcast. After these things are met and you text me with your Cash App, first person, $1,000. No questions asked. Make sure you knock it out, man. Enjoy the rest of the episode. And just like every episode that we watch, if I have a guest on here, any information that you receive off these episodes, make sure you always get 2 referrals, 2 references of that person before diving into any of their programs. More power to you. Talk to you soon.
Dispute. Just text the word dispute to 917-993. No, got that wrong there, right? 917-993-5238, or just AI. If you like the word AI, like my little guy right here, if you like him, you just text the word AI to 917-993-5238. And this year, bro, is impact changing lives and putting people in a better position than they were last year. Over 100 million people have late payments within the last 6 months.
Crazy.
Our community, black community, 80% have credit scores below 580.
Insane.
We gotta change that, bro.
Insane. And it starts with you, the person in the mirror. Nobody's coming to save you. It takes the decisions that you make right now to affect your next year, the next year after that, and the year after that. So start now. Don't wait till later. No Fluff the Podcast. Mr. Delefante. You know what it is, man. We out. Peace.